What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about how just excited I am for Park Beyond. Now, I talked about this game, or we kind of reacted to it, I should say, in the live stream yesterday when it was announced at Gamescom. If you guys watched it, there was like an audible gasp from me when this was shown, just because it was like, my dear God, I love simulation games. I don't play them nearly as much as I should, so it's one of those things where it's like, I love them to death, but I don't play them all that much, but I need to do it more. But this game just does everything that I kind of want it to do. I've been a petitioner for a very long time of a water park simulator game. I need it in my life. I know there technically is one. It's from several years ago. I don't know how well it's aged. People have told me some okay things about it, but I want a new version. At the same time, this is about as good as we're going to get, or as close as we're going to get to my fantasy as of right now. But no, I mean, look, even from just from what they've talked about with this game, right? It really seems like it could be one of the best simulation games we've gotten. This is actually comes from, and I didn't know this when it was shown. This is the team that made Tropico, or specifically, I guess, Tropico 6, I guess as their last game. And it looks beautiful. Visually, it looks absolutely amazing. It looks, obviously, it's wild. And, like, I read, I think it was, like, PC Gamer did an interview with them. And, like, that is something they leaned into. Like, they didn't, in the trailer, there's, like, the 10 different Ferris wheels kind of stacked on top of each other. That's not like there just to kind of be there. That's literally the point of the game, is there's going to be wacky, like wild rides that are literally supposed to be like that to drive people coming to your park and getting people excited. At the same time, your entire park isn't just going to be nonsense, crazy out of this world rides. You have to have a blend there, because actually they've talked about how like it takes up more energy than like a normal ride. Like you have to balance it in terms of like your budget and stuff. But they also said something very interesting, and I connected it to like the NHL franchise for some reason. But the thing basically is they're breaking down the game where if you're somebody who wants to manage or micromanage like everything, there's like the games for you. But if you don't want to do that and you say just want to build rides, like all you really want to do, build rides, you don't care about the economy, you don't want to set, and I think they use like, you don't want to set hamburger prices, right? You don't want to like go to the vendor and like adjust the prices for inflation and all that kind of stuff. If you don't want to do that, the game will actually, you can, you set it, but the game will take care of that for you. So you don't even have to worry about that. I love that. I love that. And I go to like NHL or even like sports franchises. There has been many games in the past where I do kind of have that confliction where it's like, well, some games I do want to play where I again like micromanage everything. I want to control this. I want to do the hiring process for employees. I want to do this. At the same, but then there's some games where it's like, or maybe even sometimes, right? You're playing a game, maybe on some random day, you're like, I don't want to manage, like a salary raise for one of my employees. I want to build a roller coaster. And so maybe that day, maybe there's like a setting, and they didn't really talk about, specifically how that's going to work, but I'm sure it's just a setting or two. Maybe you just flick a switch, right, in the game, and the game will handle it for you. I love that. That's, accessibility is becoming more of a, popular word for a lot of different, reasons. And this is kind of a different kind of accessibility. You know what I mean? It's not something that we would normally associate to it, but it really is, because for these kind of games, that stuff can get overwhelming if it's all forced on you. And then if it's, if you take all that stuff away from you and you force that, it could maybe seem bare bones. But they even said right through, like, I think basically testing the game with players, they found that there's a huge range of what people are willing to do and not willing to do in these kind of games. So, I mean, I'm blown away by it. Again, visually, that's like the first thing. Well, I mean, obviously, like, you look at it. So that's the first thing that really stands through to me, is just how beautiful it looks. And then there's kind of the element of like having to negotiate with that guy who you see in the trailer. You basically have to kind of pitch him your idea of the park. You get your budget, all that stuff. So there's a lot of depth to this game, and there's a lot of just wildness. I like games like Planet Coaster. Those are great. Even like Roller Coaster Tycoons back in the day, like those were fantastic games. I've played Planet Zoo. Actually, I played it a few weeks ago for the first time. I played Planet Zoo. Those are all fantastic games. So to see just another one, and saying just another one kind of does make it seem negative. It is just another one, but it really feels different to me. You know what I mean? When you play Planet Zoo, you probably think of Zoo Tycoon. When you play like Planet Coaster, you think of, the Roller Coaster Tycoon, or really any, I want this game more than anything to kind of just stand on its own. There's obviously, when you play the game, there's going to be comparables to other simulation games, to other amusement, theme simulate. Like, I mean, that's going to happen no matter what. But I think the fact that they're really trying to do some very different things, kind of in like the ground level, like the main aspects of the game, making those things just different than what we've ever seen before, I feel like is going to be good. So I'm pumped. Again, I don't really play these games as much. Like, I've gone deep into YouTube in the people that do cover these games, the ones that make the parks, and they're like just next level stuff, or they know every little thing about it. I'm not that kind of person, but I do adore these games more than I adore most things in life, and I just don't give them the time that they really deserve. And so I'm going to change that. I really will. I'm going to make that promise to you guys right now, and I will guarantee you that this will be a game that I own when it releases next year. No really further things other than that. We don't really know when next year, but it's coming. It's coming fast. So let me know what you guys think of this game in the comments below. Make sure, as always, you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on, so you know when all these videos go up. I do a brand new video on this channel every single day, and so I hope to see you guys for tomorrow's video.